Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday, the 21st of December 2023. In today's Millwall news, we were foreshadowed about this event, a piece in the South London Press. I think it was tomorrow or the day before. Aidomo Emakhu has signed a new long-term Millwall contract. This is from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall Football Club is delighted to announce that Aidomo Emakhu has signed a new long-term contract at the Den. Emakhu has made 17 appearances for the Lions since joining from Shamrock Rovers in January 2023, scoring his first Millwall goal at Norwich City earlier this season. Will now seek to become a permanent part of Joe Edwards' plans for the foreseeable future. Making his Lions debut against Burnley in February 2023, the Ireland Under-21s international has played 15 times in the Sky Bet Championship in 23-24 and most recently scored a hat-trick for Millwall's Under-21s earlier this week against Cardiff City. Joe Edwards, Mill's head coach, said, I'm really pleased that Aidomo signed a new contract. It's great news. I want to be here for a long time and bring young players through to the first team. It's a big part of what we do. Aidomo is a player I'd seen before coming to Millwall. He's got that excitement factor he can bring to the team. He's made quite a big jump from where he came from. He's got a lot of work on that, and he's got a lot to work on that, and we're helping him every single day. When he comes on, he shows glimpses of being a threat for us. It's great news to have him committed to the club. We have been really pleased with the progress that Aidomo has made since joining us 12 months ago, and his new contract is a well-deserved reward for his efforts, said Alex Aldridge, Director of Football Operations and Recruitment. He has ticked off a number of achievements in a short space of time, like making his first championship start and scoring his first championship goal. And he's also been able to establish himself as a key player for the Republic of Ireland Under-21s. As a club, we believe, with his continued hard work, that there is a lot more to come from Aidomo in the coming years, so we're delighted that he's recommitted his future to us. Now, I think we may have just read this quote, because I haven't pre-read this. So this is from the South London Press. This is from the Southern News, southernnews.co.uk. He's got that excitement factor. Joe Edwards comments as Aidomo Emakhu signs a new long-term Millwall contract. Obviously, they don't mention how long-term. I think they say that about 2-year deals now, so you've just got to guess. You have no idea. Yes. With a goal and an assist from his 15 league appearances this season, the Irishman has shown enough potential for the Lions to tie him down to a new deal. Emakhu signed from Shamrock Rovers during last year's winter window and made his debut in February's 1-1 draw with Burnley. Now, that would be his sole appearance during the second half of the 23-24 season, but he started this campaign very strongly. After coming off the bench to brilliantly assist Romain SA's winner against Middlesbrough on the opening day of the season, he scored a skillful consolation goal against Norwich City 3 weeks later, his first for the club. With minutes for the first team limited in recent games, Emakhu played for Millwall Under-21s earlier this week as they beat Cardiff City 5-1, with the striker hitting a hat-trick. Speaking in his virtual pre-match press conference ahead of Saturday's game at Stoke City, Millwall head coach Joe Edwards said what we've just read. Like we spoke about with Romain, it's not an easy period at the moment, but when we can get them on the pitch, we will. And in games where he's come on, like Cardiff, he showed some glimpses of being a threat for us. And we're continuing to do a lot of work with him. He played in the Under-21 game and scored a hat-trick at the start of this week. So he's had a good week in general, and hopefully we can keep seeing him on the pitch as often as possible whilst we're developing him. But longer term, it's great news to have him committing to the club. Since the day I came in, he's been a real pleasure to work with. He works hard every day, really keen to listen. He's already feeling the ups and downs of it, whereby he's started a game for us and he's then had games when he doesn't get on. And I asked him to go and play in the Under-21 game because I think for those boys, when they do get that opportunity on the pitch for the first team, you have to give them the best chance to show the best of themselves. And it's difficult to keep sharpness and fitness when you're not getting loads of minutes. And when you ask a player to go and play in the Under-21s and they go and get a hat-trick, it's pretty much all you can do, isn't it? So a sign of his mentality from what I've seen so far. So there you go. Aidomo Emakhu. Is he the future? Hopefully. Where is that future? Is it in the Championship or is it in the League One? I'm pretty sure Aidomo Emakhu will tear up League One, but we certainly don't want to be there. Talking of young players, here we go. So this is also from the southernnews.co.uk. Time and patience are a huge part. Millwall boss quizzed on Romain Esse and youth policy. Joe Edwards is keen to give young players a shot in the first team, but believes it's not an easy process. Certainly not when you're in a relegation battle, because you can't win games. Joe Edwards insists he's prepared to give Millwall's young aces a chance to impress when the right time comes. Some fans were left concerned by the exclusion of Romain Esse, 18, from the squad to face Huddersfield Town, the first time the rising star has not at least made the bench all season, Lions head coach Edwards said after the game. It was a difficult decision that the availability of senior players has led to this choice. But the Millwall boss has made clear he has big plans for Esse in the future once his side have stabilised their shaky form. Edwards told the News at 10, as much as you want to test players and expose them to stuff, for young players you also want to give them full opportunity to show the best in themselves. So before I would look at anything that Romain's going to do from this end or what he needs to improve, I would say he's a victim of being part of a group that's not having a good time at the moment. The Championship, in terms of physical demand and how scrappy the games can be at times, is probably one of the most demanding leagues in the world. So when you have players like Romain, and I'd even add Aidomo to that, when you have these young players who have a lot of potential and a lot of quality, the things they probably need to improve over time with experience is that out of possession side of the game. The making of recovery runs, the physical capacity to keep getting round to second balls. When you have players where that's not their go-to strong points, it's not easy bringing them into the game when you have a team that's in the position that we're at the moment. Timing and patience are a huge part of dropping young players into any first team, let alone into a league as difficult as this. Not only the situation we're in, but also the winter period is relentless. You have to get your timing right with young players, from my experience. The Lions boss was also asked about dipping into the Lions under-21s following their successful 2023 of winning the Professional Development League title. He said, we have a group of players who are experienced and a lot of players who are fantastic servants to Millwall. And although there's a lot of excitement around young players and needing to get new faces in the team, I know how much it means to those players to keep going and getting time in the Millwall shirt. So it's about getting the balance between showing respect and giving opportunity to the experienced players to show me why they've been such good servants to the club for so long. But in the future, if the boys produce the goods and do well in under-21 team, if they impress at training and under-21 level, then for sure, I hope that when the timing's right, I can get more and more of them on the pitch in months and years to come as my goal. Damn, he's got his feet firmly under the table, isn't he? If he's talking about he's going to be there for years to come. Geez, you've won one game in 7. I mean, you'll be lucky if you see the end of the year, mate. Moving on to, also from southernnews.co.uk, I'm not satisfied. Zian Flemming frustrated with season so far and keen to put things right at Millwall. The Dutchman has given an honest assessment of the campaign and, despite the Lions' struggles, does not believe they're too far off getting better. Zian, well, it couldn't get much worse, could it? It could get worse, but not much worse because we're nearly there already. Zian Flemming admits the season has not panned out the way he wanted, but remains determined to put things right. The Dutchman was the centrepiece of a Millwall side that came within inches of reaching the Championship playoffs last season, but a 25-year-old has struggled to reach that same level in this campaign, in a team that has slipped down the table after one win from their last 12 games. Flemming did not sugarcoat his frustration with the season so far, and is hoping Millwall can get the rub of the green in the coming weeks. He told the News at 10, well, obviously, it's a tough season so far, and as you can tell by our position in the league, things are not really going our way. We had a change with the manager, and you can see where last year some things would fall our way, and now it falls exactly the opposite way. I'm not satisfied with how my season's going. I've scored 4 goals now, and I wanted to score a lot more than that, so yeah, maybe it goes hand in hand, where if the team's struggling, it's harder for you to excel. I want to score goals and make the difference, and the more I do that, the better we're going to play as a team as well. Simply said, if I score, we can win more games, and I don't score, someone else has to, and obviously someone else can do that as well. But I'm just looking at myself. I always want to do a lot more than what I've done so far, so I'm not satisfied. It's hard to really lay your finger on what the cause is. If I try to look at it from a helicopter view, it's probably just a mix of everything. And some games last year, nothing really happened, or there were no chances, or it was difficult to impact. But then there was just the one little moment I could score a goal in. And those moments, the goals out of nowhere, they don't seem to fall for us or for me as much as last year. Flemming, who joined the club in June 2022 from Fortuna Sittard, is keen for the Lions to engineer a turnaround both so they can rise up the table and he can start loving his football again. He said, I only enjoy football when we win. It's really hard to enjoy it when you're losing, as I hate losing. The feeling doesn't sit right after the game. You might think on to the next one, and everyone tries to do the best they can, but it's never that easy. We really try our best to keep a positive atmosphere, and we do, but that doesn't deny that it's hard because you just don't want to lose, and when you win, it's the best thing there is. Despite Mill's struggle this season, which sees them just 2 points above the relegation zone with almost half the season gone, Fleming does not believe the team are a million miles away from turning things around. He said, or maybe it sounds weird, but in some of the games we haven't been winning or been losing, I genuinely did not have the feeling that they were better than us. Most of the time, I had the feeling that we were better than them, or we definitely could have been better than them. I've got 100% belief that we will turn it around, and if you look at the last couple of weeks, how unlucky maybe some of the moments have been as well. But also, I don't 100% believe in luck. Luck is there, and bad luck is there as well. The better you do as a player or a team, you can increase the chances of your own luck and reduce the chances of bad luck. And I think that's something we have to do. The penalty against Sunderland at the end of the game, the penalty against Huddersfield, conceded a set piece against Cardiff. That was not happening last year. Now it happens, and it's hard to say why. The way Cardiff won that game is the way we would have won the game last year. A game that's stuck and not moving, and then we would score a goal out of nothing or from a set piece to get those 3 points and go home. And now it's just falls to the other side, which is really hard to define why, but we just have to deal with it. Flemming is the only Millwall player to appear in every game this season and has taken part in all of the club's last 64 league games, while many of his teammates have dealt with persistent injuries. Asked about the secret to his fitness, the midfielder said, "Witness the fitness. I don't want to jinx it, but simply said, I just take really good care of my body, you know. The work off the pitch in the gym helps with injury prevention. I'll make sure I'm doing treatments before I'm having pain in terms of maintenance and precautionary treatments on the spots that we might cause problems later. I make sure my food is as good as I can. I eat many whole foods and organic when I can. I make sure I go to bed on time to improve my sleep quality. It's not one thing, it's a whole lifestyle, you know, sleep, hydration, nutrition. You have to be on top of these things to improve other aspects." There you go. Yeah, I know he's been. He didn't. We looked a lot better when Duncan Watmore was playing the other day because against who was at Leicester, and I said at the time he didn't drop him. He was resting him for the next game because we needed to win the Huddersfield game. We didn't need to win the Leicester game, and that proved to be because he come back in. And I feel a lot of people on his back. It's because obviously the transfer, I think he wanted to go. Obviously his target is to play in the Premier League because it's the Premier League, but also ka-ching, 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 hello, money. So yeah, he could have been an instantly millionaire if he would have moved. But yeah, you can tell that it's just something that's happening. You know what I mean? I don't think he's doing anything wrong. He's obviously not doing anything wrong. He seems genuine. He seems to genuinely care, and he seems to genuinely try. But it's just not happening for him this season, is it? Or so far. Hopefully, he can turn that around. We'll see. Now, here we go again with this. Mill putting this up. So, Mill fc.co.uk, under 1,500 tickets available for Millwall versus Queen's Park Rangers. That's the game on Boxing Day that we're going to lose and then slip into the relegation zone, but don't worry about that. You can be there to watch it. Now, they keep putting out these stories, and I think they're trying to manufacture scarcity when there really isn't any, because we know this season that they've sold about 9,900 season tickets. I think it's around that mark. Maybe 9,500, let's say that. Well, the free homestands only hold about 12,500. So then that would leave you 2,000 tickets to sell. So you've only sold 500 extra tickets above the season ticket holders' tickets. So why are you doing this? Obviously to try and scare people into taking action and buying tickets. Probably because of the next story that I'm going to tell you, that obviously it's Boxing Day and there's the travel options are dog shit. You basically drive, or you can sit home and watch it on TV. You probably can't actually. I don't know if it is on TV. No, I doubt it is. So yeah, they've come up with this story about, oh my god, there's only 1,500 tickets left. But after season ticket holder sales, there's only 2,000 tickets left. So I don't know why they keep doing this. Talking of travel options, the club put up this as well on the OS, millfc.co.uk. Train travel to Mill's home fixture against Queen's Park Rangers will be disrupted. Of course it is, because there's no train services on Boxing Day. I think it's been that way for ages. I can't remember a time when there was trains on Boxing Day. I can't. There have been recently tube services have been running on Boxing Day. I don't know what's going on now. So yeah, supporters advised to check the journey before setting off due to festive closures. No trains will run to South Bermondsey for the whole day, whilst Canada Water Station will also be shut. So interestingly, so they say Canada Water Station will be shut, but the Jubilee line is still running. Why then is Canada Water Station shut? That don't make no sense. Are they running what do they call it? Skellington service. So they run the line, but not all the stations will be opening, because obviously they have to employ station staff. But it's easy for them probably to just, I guess, employ the drivers, because there's one driver per train. If you open a station, how many people have to work at the station? Like what, 10, 20? Over the whole day. So it's easy if they just shut maybe some stations or every other station, and so then they can still run a service. It's a bit shitty. It's a bit of a shittier service, but it's still running. But yeah, apparently you can get to Bermondsey or London Bridge and then work your way from there. Obviously the buses are running, and poor old bus drivers, they go work rain and shine, don't they, all day. I think they only get fucking Christmas Day off. That's all they get off. Bus drivers working, grinding it out. 247, 365, or 364. Train drivers get to put their feet up. So there you go. That's it. That's it for today. Come back tomorrow. We'll preview the game at the weekend against Stoke. On that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.